Welcome back, folks. It's going to be a fun one. If you're here, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, and you know you're in the right fucking place, we're going to have some fun. Brandon's got his jersey on. Man, it's going to get personal in here. Someone might be sweating. We might need to turn a fucking fan on or something. It's going to be a good one. AFC West, we're breaking down the over-under win projections like we've done so far. We're keeping the theme strong here. I'm going to bring up some articles. We're going to look at the schedule. We're going to come up with some W's. We're going to come up with some L's. See if we can find a betting angle. Before we go, Brandon, the jersey. I love it.
Wait. Oh, what the?
Yeah, how'd that get on?
That's crazy. I don't even know.
Dude, I mean, you should ask somebody because that seems
Someone
like
says AFC West and it just pops up, bro.
Justin Herbert jersey just smack dab on you.
Snagged up on me.
Okay. Well, folks, while I get this pulled up, Brandon, you've lived and breathed the AFC West your whole really adult life so far. I mean, maybe even more than that. You've been a fan of the Chargers for as long as I've known you. So you've read the highs, you've read the lows. Tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel going into this next year. It's gonna be a different one. Sean Payton. I mean, obviously the returning champs, the Raiders, maybe not so much, but you never know. They got talent, and then your boys, the Chargers. So I'm gonna pull the soccer up, and you tell me what you think.
Man, I feel good about our team. As far as we can stay as long as we can stay healthy, I feel good about our team. I just feel like it's more so we just got to get to the playoffs. You know, we got to get to the playoffs. It's just get to the playoffs and then we'll worry about the playoffs then, because I feel like it's going to be a real gauntlet. It's going to be a real gauntlet to get to the playoffs in the AFC. I really do. I think it's going to be a complete gauntlet. It's going to be there's going to be like 6 teams, 7 teams fighting for like 2 spots. I think it's going to be the Broncos, Chargers, Jets, Dolphins, Pats, Browns, Steelers, Bengals, all fighting for playoff spots.
Right.
I think all those teams are going to be fighting for like 3 spots.
You're not wrong. It's definitely going to be, dude, like it's so dense. The amount of talent, the amount of good teams, the amount of good coaches, like it's ridiculous. Like the NFC's got some dogs, but the AFC is a different level, I feel like.
And they're about to get better. Dalvin Cook's probably about to come to the AFC, most likely. The teams that he's favoring to come to are in the AFC. So I mean, they're about to get even better. Who else is out there? Hopkins is out there, probably going to attempt to go to the AFC team, probably going to get better. So just like it's fucking adding on top of it. Both guys who are coming from the NFC, good players coming from the NFC, coming into the AFC. So it's like it's just getting better. Dude.
Right. Yeah, and whatever team they land on within that was like, you know, there's some teams that we've talked about this. How just absurd would it be if Hopkins ended up being a chief?
Yeah.
Like they need some love in the receivers, and it's not something that's impossible, right? So like, this is where things can get really, really interesting, and as in terms of the landscape of just how each team is going to look, because a lot of cards have not fallen yet in this it's like domino effect of things that has been like the AFC. And the quietest of the teams so far has been the Chargers, which might be the best thing to have been, you know, because the last thing Justin Herbert needs is a bunch of off-season shit about, hey, your new coach, or hey, you know, it's very much status quo as to what has been good for the Chargers the last couple of years, and you know, trying to improve. You get a good receiver in the draft, and we'll go from there. So let's go over the first team here in the AFC West. We have the Broncos lined up. 8.5 is the line that they've got squared away. Over is -110, under is -110. So 8.5 seems like a pretty reasonable number. It just depends on how much you think Russ will bounce back. I mean, that's really, really just the main question. Am I right there?
Spot on, my boy.
Spot on, my boy. Yeah, no, it's really up to young Russ, and obviously you got a different style of head coach in Sean Payton. He feels very I don't know. It's going to be obviously a welcome change from just the first year head coach that was oh god, help me out with that head coach.
Nat Hackett, Nathaniel Hackett.
There you go. Now he's with the Jets, offensive coordinator. So yeah, it's going to be a welcome change, obviously. So let's go into what the Denver Broncos have. Okay, Brandon, keep us right here, would you
Oh
please?
yeah. Let me get my phone out.
Okay.
Yeah, like we said, keep us right.
You gotta keep
All
us
right.
right, brother, because if
Yeah.
not, we're gonna go off into fucking Neverland.
All right. We're on Broncos. All right.
Bronx. Okay. Tell me when you're good and we'll start rolling. Folks, if you watched the last segment and you hopped over to this one, just know I'm really trying to work through some Wi-Fi issues. I need to get better Wi-Fi. I gotta maybe step up the speed a little bit because Brandon's never got an issue. He's so crispy clean every single time he hops on this. I'm always fucking messing things up. So, folks, I'll do better. We ready, Brandon?
I'm ready, sir.
Okay. Broncos, week 1, Las Vegas Raiders. I think it's a win.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's
Sean
a win.
Payton, no way his first game as a head coach.
Exactly.
They're losing at home against the
At
Raiders.
home.
No shot.
Mm-hmm.
No shot.
Okay. W. Next one. They stay at home against the Commanders. I think they ride that good feeling into another W.
Yep, I feel that.
Then they go on the road to Miami, and Miami hands them their first L.
Yeah, to Miami in the fall. It's gonna be hot out there. Definitely L. They're gonna
Definite
be on the
L.
sun side. Miami's gonna be on the shade side. L.
Yep. And that's some serious. That's real, folks. If you haven't read into that whole how Miami sets up their away team in their stadium, they get blasted by the sun the
Yeah.
whole time. So it's insane.
Yeah, like last year they were showing the temperature difference and it was an
Right?
insane difference. It was like a 20-degree difference, if not more.
Fuck, dude. There's probably like some other kind of turf underneath their side as well, or something
Yeah,
that gets it
literally
extra hot. You know,
some coals under there.
if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, son. Okay, week 4, Chicago. I think they're at Chicago, so there's a double road game here. First 2 games they win. I think it's gonna be a good game, but I think they beat Chicago.
I think they beat them too.
Yeah. Okay. Beat Chicago, and then they come back home and they play the New York Jets with Rodgers. And I think Rodgers are still figuring it out with the Jets. And then you got a new looking Denver Broncos team, defense playing better. You're at Mile High. I think they get another W.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Okay.
Their defense is going to be good, man. People are, I think,
That's what I'm
underestimating
saying.
who this defense is going to be. Yeah, I
Right?
give them an L there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And now we got Kansas City. That's an L.
Yeah, L at Arrowhead. Yeah,
At
L.
Kansas City, L. Yeah. Even though, folks, the Denver Broncos have always played the Kansas City Chiefs very well, a
Yeah,
la last year
they
where they made it look real interesting for a little bit.
they play everyone in division really well. The Broncos.
Yeah. And look, okay, so then they get week 7, they go so at Arrowhead, and then they go home and they play Green Bay. So they could probably get a W here, or this could be a sneaky loss.
I think this is a sneaky loss.
Yeah, a little sneaky
It's
slide,
a
right?
little sneaky loss. It's one they should definitely not lose,
Yeah,
and they somehow lose it.
I can see it. I'm with you. And then they go home. They stay home and they play Kansas City again.
I think they beat them this one.
You think they beat them?
Yeah,
They
I think
split
they beat
it.
them. They split it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I think so too. So they win that one, and then they get a
going to the
bye.
bye. Yeah.
Perfect timing, and they got Buffalo off the bye at Buffalo.
Ooh, that's rough.
This is gonna be a fucking hard-nosed game, but I think Buffalo's still the better team at that point in the season.
Yeah, assuming everyone's healthy, yeah, I'll give them.
Yeah.
Give them an L.
Okay. Then they come back home against Minnesota. I don't have much high hopes for Minnesota. We haven't gone through their schedule quite yet to reference, but I believe I'm gonna give them a dub here,
Yeah,
especially at
same.
home. Okay. Week 12, Cleveland Browns at home still. Now they're at 2 games back. This is a back-to-back homestand, so they're feeling good. They're rested, and then they get Cleveland here, and I think
This one's hard for me to choose out. This one's hard.
I think they lose, dude.
Yeah, assuming Watson comes back to how he is, yeah.
Week
I'm
12, I
with
think Watson has much more time to get figured it out a little bit, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
with that.
I think Cleveland wins. And then week 13, they go at Houston, and I think they beat them.
Yeah. They gotta beat him.
And then they continue on the road to the Chargers, SoFi. where are we playing here? Are we playing any sort of primetime game? Because Herbs in primetime is lights out. I don't see any primetime sticker. This one could be an interesting one. Bgilly, what do you think?
Yeah, I could see them losing this one. I mean, winning this one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think they could win this one too.
I really hate that we play them twice at the
But
end of the year.
twice at the end of the year, and then do you think the Broncos come into LA and beat them?
I think they beat them. Yeah, come to LA and beat them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So they beat the Chargers week 14, and then 15. They looks like at Ford Field they go to Detroit. Week 15, we're gonna know a lot about both teams at this point.
Ford Field.
Sneaky
Who's
L.
this? Sneaky L, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, sneaky L. Okay.
Sneaky L.
Then week 16, they get New England at home. I think they win this one just because Sean Payton really wants to, it's like a coaching matchup too, not just a
Yeah,
player matchup,
I feel that. Yeah,
you know? Okay. And then they stay home and they play the Chargers again. I think they lose that one, obviously, just because I just don't see them sweeping the Chargers.
yeah, same. I think.
You got to give them one.
Yeah, I think the Chargers are going to split a lot of their series, besides maybe the Raiders. But yeah,
Yeah. Okay. And then they close it out in Vegas against the Chargers. At this point, I
and
think the Chargers. I mean, I think the Raiders will be a complete downslide. Will be
they'll
done.
be tanking, bro. They'll be full tank mode.
Yeah. So it's a W for the Broncos.
Yeah, yeah. Or the Broncos just get fucking blown out. All right,
Right.
let me count them up. Let me count them up.
That's
One,
true.
two,
Or they do
three,
get fucked up.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 wins.
10 wins.
Sounds
That's
very
over
reasonable.
8.5.
That sounds very reasonable. They
How
could
many of
easily.
those are iffy?
How many of the wins?
Yeah.
Um, I would say a few of them, but there's a few of them that we have them losing that they could easily win. Like we have them losing against the Packers and the Browns and
Mm-hmm.
the Lions, and they could easily win all three of those games. And the
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, I don't think they'll beat the Dolphins, but yeah. And when we have the
Okay.
thing is, we have questionable wins too. That we haven't beaten the Jets. We haven't beaten the
Right.
Vikings, just assuming they're gonna suck. We haven't beaten the
Right.
Chargers both times. We haven't beaten the Pats. It's like all could be losses. I mean,
No, didn't they lose to the Chargers the second time?
huh?
We have them sweeping the Chargers?
No, I'm saying we have them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I feel you.
but yeah. So 10 wins. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I would feel very comfortable taking 8.5. 8.5 to me is
Yeah.
what is? Are you getting? You're not getting plus money though. Are you? You're getting like
No, you're minus 110.
yeah. Minus 110. That's perfectly priced for me. I mean, taking that all day.
I think that's some value on that for sure. And definitely you're
Yeah.
getting like a nice number at 8.5 with just like some of the unknowns that comes with from last season, and
Yeah.
having Sean Payton coach again for the first time.
With their defense how it is, if their offense
Yes.
is just somewhat functional, if they have just a
Yes.
really good running game, they'll be really good. Like
I agree.
I feel like it's hard for them it'll be hard for them to be like half as bad as they were last year. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel it. Okay. So we like the over on the Broncos so far. And moving on now. We'll go right into it. The big hitters. Kansas City, they're lined at 11.5. Over, you're paying some big doty, minus 140. Under, you get a little bit of a reprieve here, and it's plus 120. So if you think they're going to go under 11 wins or hit 11 wins exactly, you have some plus money there to work with. So in this case, Kansas City is the returning champs, obviously. And returning champs, do you know if there's any sort of trend, Brando, if like the returning champs get a easier or harder schedule? Isn't it historically they usually get a harder schedule?
Historically they have a harder schedule. I'm pretty sure we looked at it. I forgot what it was on what like post it was on Instagram, but I'm pretty sure them and the Eagles have the hardest schedule.
Okay. Oh yeah, I think you did say yes,
Yeah.
something
I'm
like
pretty
that.
sure for sure the Chiefs have the hardest schedule.
And then, folks, if you didn't see our Arizona Cardinals breakdown, say a prayer before you sleep for those folks tonight. Say a prayer because they have no breaks, folks. I mean, they don't have a fucking bye week to almost week 15. That's insane.
Yeah, they're about to
You're
get
gonna be 1
roasted.
and 14 at that point. Anyways, do you see my screen, Brandon?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are we ready to roll through this one?
Ready?
Okay, week 1, Detroit it is at home. That's a W. They're going to open up the season on Thursday, September 7th, and that is, folks, as my screen says behind me, 91 days till football, just a little bit over 3 months.
91.
So that's going to be the game that starts it off. It's a little random for sure, but it should be a fun one. But that's a W for the Chiefs.
Yeah, easy.
Next,
I feel like it's gonna
huh?
be an over game, dude.
Yes, 100%. I put my money on the over for sure.
Yeah,
Nobody's playing defense. Nobody's
100%.
tackling. Next up, Jags L.
L. I love it. Fuck
I
'em.
think L. I think the Jags want that game, especially week 2, so much more than the Chiefs. Chiefs are still coming off opening the week up, week 1, like getting their getting the whole like Super Bowl treatment and shit. So, I think they lose this one,
Yeah.
especially in Duval. They come
Duval.
back home and they play the Chicago Bears. This is one where I want to say a sneaky loss, but I feel like they probably figure a way to beat Justin Fields.
Yeah, I think this is one where you see how good the Bears can be because they're going to play them
Exactly.
they're going to play them very competitively. But I think that the veteran Pat Mahomes squeaks out the dub.
I couldn't have said it better, Brandon. That was perfect. Okay, so they get a W. Then it's going to be a little bit of a goat show, week
Yeah,
14.
this one
Or sorry,
is
week 4. It's going to be New York Jets and the Kansas City Chiefs. So it's going to be a goat show. It's in New York. This is interesting. It's going to be still rust for Aaron Rodgers and the new team, but there's also going to be just still, just the growing pains of the first quarter of the season. So I'm not confident saying they'll win. I feel like it could be a fun one for the Jets to show us like how good they could be.
exactly. This is exactly what game they'll get up for because it's going to show everyone how good they can be, like you just said. Although I think this is either going to be like someone's going to win at the end, like with 0 time expiring with the field goal, or the Jets are going to get blown out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
It's
it's one
not
of
like,
I
yeah.
think it's one of the two. Yeah, it's either going to be like a super close game where I think Jets
Right.
probably squeak out because they're at home. Or I think the Jets are going to get blown out even though they're at home.
Yeah. There's no way the Jets are coming in there and stomping all over the Chiefs. So either the Chiefs come in there and smack them around, or it's some late heroic shit, some Aaron Rodgers shit, and some fun football, honestly.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
Moving on. So
Wait,
what do
so
we
wait,
give
wait.
them?
Yeah, what do
Oh,
we
yeah.
give them? Fuck, I don't
What do
know.
we
What you choose? You choose.
I think Rodgers beats him.
All right, let's give him an L. I love it.
Okay.
Does my heart good to give him an L.
Vikings, W.
Yeah.
Broncos, W. Right? We had them.
Yeah.
Yep. Chargers, they probably get I don't know. The Chargers playing really well. I think Chargers win. Right?
I like it. I like it. I like it a
I
lot.
think Chargers win this one, especially they're not home too. I think if this was flipped, I'd probably take the Chiefs.
Ooh, I like this little mid season. I think they're gonna go a little mid season scrum.
Exactly.
I
A
like
little
this.
mid-season. They get Broncos, Chargers, Broncos. So they beat the Vikings, and then what do we have? They because what do we have from the Broncos last one?
So they lose the second one to the Broncos.
Okay, so they win the first one.
Yeah, they win the first one, then they play the Chargers, lose to the Chargers, and then
Okay,
they play the Broncos again, and they
and
lose
they
that
win,
one.
and they lose this one.
Yeah, they lose this one.
That's right. Okay, they lose this one, and then they go and they play Miami right before the bye.
I
Another
think they
one,
lose this one
dude.
too, bro. I'm telling you, I think they're gonna go on a little
Yeah,
mid-season scrum before the postseason.
I think they lose
Or the
this one too,
stretch
right?
run. Yeah, and this next game too. Look at the next game
Okay,
after this.
so they lose week 9 to Miami as well in bye week, and then they got Philly coming off the bye, and Philly also comes off a bye that week too. Just because I know that, and it's a Monday night game. Fuck, brother.
Why is this?
This
This should be Sunday night. Why is that Monday night?
I know, right? You're right. Yeah. So
I
I
I
obviously
think
want to say the Eagles win, but I think the Chiefs could probably beat us on this one.
they could, but And it's you guys are at home too. No, you're no. I'm sorry, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah, you know,
But
we're at the
I think
Chiefs.
I think I favor the team that lost in the Super Bowl, bro. Honestly, I
I
favor the
hear
team.
you.
If the Chiefs would have lost the Super Bowl, I would have favored them this game. I think I'm
I
favoring
hear you.
Eagles.
Okay, let's go with that. They lose to the Eagles.
Okay.
And then they beat the Raiders,
Yeah, easily.
and then they
I
beat
think
the
they
Green Bay
fucking
Packers.
they get their anger out on the fucking Raiders. They beat them fucking like
Oh,
56 to fucking like 3.
oh, dude, they fucking pile drive the Raiders,
Yeah,
and I think they even pile drive the fucking Packers too, back to back.
yeah.
They go
So
on the road after that, and they
they get a
take care
couple
of fucking
games, yeah,
business.
here. They get a couple games here where they're gonna start rolling.
And then they got Buffalo coming off 2 hot wins, and I think they beat Buffalo as
I
well
think
at home.
yep. They lost
And
to
then
Buffalo
they
last year.
go,
Yeah, I
yep,
think they do.
exactly. And then they go at New England to New England. I
W. I think they won
it's
that.
a W, right?
Yeah,
Yep. And then they get the Raiders again, and they're gonna beat the Raiders again.
yeah.
And they get Cincy and
Ooh, this one's tough. I want
at
to.
Arrowhead.
Damn, my gut want to says the Bengals, but I don't know. This will be a tough one.
Yeah. I think it's a coin flip. I think Joe Burrow might maybe have maybe at this point of the year too. Hmm. You know what? I mean, at home. Do we give it? I think we give it to the Chiefs.
Okay, yeah, I'm for that. I'm not against that.
And then you know they're not going to get swept by the Chargers, so they probably win this one too.
They lose this one, dude. Chargers are gonna need this, bro.
You think Chargers are going to beat both games?
I think Chargers. If you look at our end schedule, we could easily lose because we play the Broncos twice at the end. I think we're gonna lose to them one of the games. I think
Right.
we can play Broncos week 17.
Right.
If we lose that game, we're gonna need one of these games. We need
Okay.
like one of their games. I think they beat them twice.
You really do.
I do.
Would you
Get
bet
them
on
back.
it?
I would bet on it actually.
Mm, okay. All right. I'm going with you. Fine. Tell me what we ended at. Tell me what the Chiefs
All
ended
right.
at.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 11 and a half.
Yeah. See,
Over 11 and a
Brandon.
half. So it's
Yeah.
10. So I mean, let's
There's
see.
no way they get 10 wins.
Let's see.
They probably beat the fucking Miami Dolphins, to be honest.
Maybe.
Week 9 before their bye. Or they beat Philly. I'm telling you.
I would think out of the teams they lost to, I think they could either beat the Jets, the Chargers one of the times,
Oh, yeah. They
or the
probably do beat the Jets. You're
or the
right.
Broncos.
Yep. I think they probably beat the Jets, honestly. That was like a winged
But
one by me.
still, it puts them at 11 though, so they're still under it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the thing. They need to win two. So they got a tough one too, folks. Like we said, like that was that, when you win the Super Bowl, you're gonna have to earn it again next year. So NFL is making them earn it a bit here. So initially, we're kind of on the under right now
Yeah,
for the Chiefs, but by no means is that what I would bet on, to be honest with you. Brandon might want to bet on that, but folks, I'm not jaded. Brandon might
yeah.
be a little. Brandon might be a little jaded. Just gotta throw it out there.
They
Gotta throw it out there.
play 7 teams that made the playoffs last year, and they play 1, 2, 3, 4 teams that were like on the cusp of making playoffs last year. So I mean,
Okay.
they have a tough. I mean, it's a tough go
Yeah,
around for sure.
it's no fucking joke. And I mean, unless they make a big swing, which it's possible, they're gonna need a little bit of help. So it's not like they're gonna just. I mean, Mahomes is Mahomes though, so he can do some crazy shit. But I don't know. Everybody's getting better. Everybody in the NFL is getting better. So you got to watch out. Okay, we're done with the Chiefs.
Done with the Chiefs.
Done with the Chiefs. Next up, the Raiders. 7.5 is what they're lined at. 7.5 seems fair. Over is plus 130 and under is minus 150. So there's a big difference there, folks. They're begging you to take the over. And if you're going to take the under, they're making your ass pay.
Yeah.
Um, I think a little bit of a few things go into that. Just some of the dissatisfaction with Josh Jacobs, with Devontae Adams, the signing of Jimmy Garoppolo and his surgery. So this Raiders team never seems to be fully fucking. It did like a perfect signing. You're gonna have a often injured Jimmy Garoppolo at the helm of a team that you have a coach who last year almost got fired because of just being consistently bad and losing to Jeff Saturday. Yes.
Exactly.
Remember
He
that?
did lose the. You're right.
Yes.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
So, folks, we gotta remember this shit. We can't forget about this shit. Don't let some time pass and you just forget about this shit. McDaniels is by no means just like, oh, it's no big deal. I mean, I guess his contract is pretty big, so that's why they're not moving him. But still, okay,
Yeah.
still, you need to win. So we're gonna go through the schedule here, Brandon. We ready to ride through this?
Yeah, ready.
Week 1, Broncos, L.
L, big old L.
Week 2, Buffalo, L.
Fat L.
Week 3, Pittsburgh, L. Maybe they win. Maybe they win. Because Jimmy's healthy. They got a lot of fast dudes. Might be a little bit of speed issue for the Pittsburgh defense. That one's 50-50. Maybe they win. What do you think?
I don't know. I just got my perspective about the Raiders is just so low. Like I'm like looking at all these games. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh,
Okay. Let's say they win.
bad.
I say they beat Pittsburgh early in the year.
Okay.
Okay. And then they go on the road to the Chargers and they lose.
Yeah.
And then they come back home against the Packers and they win.
Let's give them a W. Give them a W.
Give them a W. And then they go to the Patriots and the Patriots picks apart Jimmy Garoppolo. And they lose.
Yeah, probably right.
On the road to Chicago. This is probably one where people are going to bet Raiders and Chicago squeaks one out in Soldier Field. I think Chicago wins.
Yeah.
Then they go on another road trip to Detroit. I feel like I keep giving Detroit fucking W's, but I don't know about Detroit, man.
I don't know. I kind of like Detroit. I think they got a lot better, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I think.
Is this an L for the Raiders?
I think that's an L.
Okay. They lose to Chicago, then they lose to Detroit, and then they go back home and they play the New York Giants. Do they pull one out?
I think they're pulling out.
I think they pull one
Giants
out
are
week
gonna have
10.
a little regression.
Yes, especially week 9. Things have been starting to move and shake. Maybe Daniel Dimes' rust has come off it a little bit, and they lose. Giants lose, and then Raiders get a W, and then they go and they play the Jets. And the Jets.
I think this is the fraudulent win they have.
Ooh, do you
They
think they
have a
beat the Jets
fraudulent
week
win
10?
here.
Really?
They sweep New York this year.
Mm-hmm.
I just think this seems like a fraudulent. It seems like a letdown spot for New York right here.
Letdown spot for NY.
Raiders. There's a lot of young players in the Jets. They're gonna go in there thinking they're the shit probably, and they're gonna fucking go in there.
Strip clubs
think
too.
they're gonna, yeah, exactly. They're gonna be fucking partying in Vegas. Think they're gonna walk all over the Raiders, and they're gonna fucking somehow they're gonna get smoked. Watch.
Okay. Week 11, Miami Dolphins at Miami. Damn, it's gonna be hot, folks. Again, I think Miami probably beats them here.
Yeah, that's an L.
And then they lose to the Chiefs before getting their bye week on week 13. And week 14, Minnesota, which will be a fun game, but Minnesota, I think, will beat them.
Yeah, same.
Then the Chargers. Do you think they split? Because Raiders usually play the Chargers really well.
I think
you win again too, though.
I think we beat them.
Especially week 15. And then week 16, Chiefs. The Chiefs beat them again. Week 17, Colts. I think Colts beat them.
Yeah, probably right.
I think Colts beat them. I just think that the Raiders are sliding. It's over at this point.
Yeah, at this point they're fucking full. Let's get Caleb Williams brothers.
Brothers. And then Denver Broncos, another L, right? Is that what we had? Broncos winning?
Yeah. Oh God.
So what they got? 4 wins?
4 wins, baby. That
Just
sounds
win.
Sounds about right though. That under is like
So
it's the reason why it's minus 150, dude. I'm surprised
yeah,
if the line moves to fucking
yeah, right.
under like 5.5 or 6.5.
It has to move. I don't think this has been updated. I wonder what the like actual. I wonder if
But
there's a different one.
what was it?
Um,
7.5 or six
s-
and a half?
let me check. It was 7.5.
Yeah, 7. That seems fucking. That's why it's minus 150.
Yeah, that's exactly. They said, "I dare you, I dare you, my friend, to put your hard-earned dollars on the sorry ass
Let me
Raiders."
see. I'm gonna find it real quick if it's updated or not.
We're checking live here. You know what? I was looking for it too, and I could only find
No,
division odds. Really,
it's still the same.
there we go. So it
Over,
still holds.
dude. But on DraftKings right now, it's the DraftKings. It's the unders minus 180, so it's about to be minus 200. That should still move. And that's definitely good. That line move is definitely gonna move though.
Yeah, yeah.
You can
They're gonna
get
make you pay.
you can get. Oh, I didn't know you could alt it. You can get under 5.5 for plus 175.
Minus what?
You can get under five and a
Uh
half
huh.
wins for the
Okay.
Raiders for plus 175.
Ooh, folks,
That's not
that's where
bad.
you could get some fucking
That's not
value
bad.
right there.
Yeah. If you want to get real
Plus
ballsy,
170. Oh God.
under 3.5 plus 750.
Okay, that's too much. I think the Raiders have enough
Little
fucking
juice there.
talent to get
Little sprinkle.
a little sprinkle to
When did
just
DraftKings add this? This is fucking. That's actually sick that they added. You can like alt it.
fuck you, California, for not allowing us to use DraftKings.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. So we've gone through that, and clearly, I wouldn't say this is the hardest um, schedule, but what I will say is that when you're in the AFC West, you're gonna have 6 games that are tough already. So, and from there, good luck. You play. It looks you just get you get a couple cupcakes here and there, but I think by the end of the year, some of these teams are gonna be wanting it more than you. So Raiders, I just think it's gonna be a bad year again. You're gonna be looking,
Exactly.
searching, hoping.
Exactly.
So okay. Let's switch it up here. Last but not least, Brandon, do you want to
This team.
do the honors here? Do you see it on your screen? Do the honors here, Brandon. What's the lined up at?
We got a even lined over under for nine and a
Mm-hmm.
half wins for the Los
Yes.
Angeles Chargers. Minus 110 both ways, under and over.
Okay. Okay. So that's high regards. They're saying, I mean, it's a good line. That's what the Jags are lined up at, and those are two teams clashed in the playoffs. So, um, I think this is gonna be a fun one, Brandon. We're gonna have to help the hedge a little bit here because Brandon's gonna. We have just before I get into this, folks. We already have the Chargers sweeping the season series against the Kansas City Chiefs. So. We're throwing gang signs now. So let's get into this. Brandon, are you ready? Because I can't wait. You know what, dude? This is gonna be a fun year for you guys. I think it's gonna be a fun year. You start off with a couple fun games here. I think you get a little bit of a cupcake one in the second game. But the first game, Miami Dolphins at home. Is this a W or is this an L?
I don't know. I don't know. See, these two first games, I
Yes.
know for a fact we're not going to win both of these. We're going to lose one of these games. I already know for
So
a
you
fact.
got to lose to the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah. I don't know who. We could lose it. Honestly, we could lose the Titans. I don't know. But yeah. So
Yeah.
honestly, you can choose one of these two. You can choose these two because I don't know. We're going to lose one of these games. I know for a fact.
I think it's going to be a fucking boat race in Miami, and it's going to be whoever scores the most, and that might lead to the Chargers winning, and maybe Tennessee grinds it out more and makes it ugly at Tennessee.
Yeah.
No, I still think you probably lose to Miami, and I think you beat the brakes off Tennessee.
Okay. I'm for that.
Okay, moving on. Here we go. And week 3, Minnesota Vikings at Minnesota. I think that's an easy victory. I think it's a coaster. W.
Love you. No sweat.
Week 4, Chargers. W. Sorry. Week 4, Raiders, Chargers. W for the Chargers, correct?
Yeah.
We got an early bye week. Wow. Tough.
Yeah. I hate it. We had that.
Week
Well, no, we didn't
5
have that
bye
last year,
week.
actually.
What was last year's?
Actually, I don't remember what I was. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. No, I don't think it was that early, actually.
That would be terrible back to. I mean, I guess maybe you then have a game plan for early.
I
But
hate
yeah, what
that.
do you do with early bye week? Like,
I hate that,
geez,
dude.
Louise.
Because our games are so tough down the stretch, dude. I
Yeah,
hate that. I hate that
that's
so much.
yeah. Especially like you're not. I mean, you're playing some teams, but you're not really playing.
Yeah, bro. Because after week 12, bro, our shit gets hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, after week 12, dude, oof, we could really use a late bye week too.
Well,
All
you
right.
don't get one. So week 5 is their bye week, and then week 6 you got the Dallas Cowboys. This one, I think Dallas might beat you.
Yeah, I think they're gonna beat us too. I have a
Yeah.
L. Yeah.
Monday night. Oh, Monday night though. Herbs loves the fucking prime time.
I don't know, bro. I bet him on Monday night one time. It was a promo on DraftKings. Had
Oh,
Justin Herbert to throw one touchdown, and he didn't
yes.
throw one fucking touchdown.
The
But we
boost. They
still won the
boosted
game.
it.
We still won the game, but still.
I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
that one.
exactly. They boosted it, bro. Fucking boost, fucking jinx.
You got to know every time a boost comes, there's
It
some
boosted
fishy
some
going on.
fugazi shit. Yeah,
Yeah, some
fugazi shit.
fugazi. Okay, you lose to Dallas week 6. Week 7, you beat KC.
Beat them,
Um,
smoke them.
week 8, Chicago.
We
It's
beat Chicago.
SoFi.
We beat Chicago.
You beat Chicago. Week 9 at the Jets, MetLife. I think you beat the Jets.
Yeah, I think we beat them too.
Week 10, Detroit at SoFi. I think you beat Detroit.
Damn.
You
Only reason why I'm hesitant to give Detroit this win is because when we go back and do Detroit, where we're like, they're gonna have so many fucking wins, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
But like in my gut, I feel like Detroit wins this game, though.
I think Detroit loses this game. I think the Chargers beat them.
All right.
Okay, but I do think this is the sneaky loss that we always get with
See,
the
now you got
Chargers.
them switched, bro. You got them switched. We're not losing the fucking Packers at Lambeau, bro. You got them
No.
switched.
Okay. You lose to Detroit, then you go and then you get your anger out and you beat the Packers,
Yeah, we beat the Packers,
and then
bro.
you lose to fucking Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore is a terrible matchup for us in the playoffs. Baltimore is not a
Baltimore's
good matchup for us. We do not play
yeah.
Baltimore well.
You do yeah. I feel like they're going to be a bad matchup for a lot
That
of
style
motherfuckers
that
next
style
year.
of football is not good for how the Chargers are.
I feel you.
You
I
know what
feel
I
you. I
mean?
think that's a good point.
We're
Yeah.
more like a flashy, like high-powered, like fast offense, and they're like fucking old school. Fucking, their
Yeah.
culture is old school. Fucking hit us in the fucking mouth. They want to run the ball down your throat, and that's not how Chargers do. Chargers do not do well with those kind of teams.
Yeah. When you start punching people in the mouth, it's like Chargers start to yeah. It doesn't
I'm pretty
seem
sure when we played them 2 years ago in 2021, we lost by like 20 plus.
Well, hey, at least you know your shit right there. Okay,
Yeah.
week 13 at the Patriots. What do you think here?
I think we get a win. I think the first 2 times Herbert played against Pats, he played very bad. So I think he's gonna try
Yeah.
to get one back against good old
Okay.
Billy
Good
boy.
old Billy. Good old Billy Bill. All right. Week 13, they beat the Patriots. Week 14, do they lose to the Broncos? What do we have them here?
We have this is the first time playing them. We have
Yeah.
them winning, or sorry, we have them losing.
The Chargers or the
Yeah,
Broncos?
the Chargers. Fuck, what did I just look at? Chargers lose. Chargers lose.
Okay, Chargers lose
Yeah.
after winning against New England. And then week 15, they play the Raiders and they on Thursday. So
Yeah.
you're on a short week. Raiders week 15, you beat them, I think.
Yeah, we beat them.
And then week 16, you play the Buffalo Bills. You lose.
We lose. That was gonna be a grinder.
And then what about these last two, Denver and KC? I know you have KC already a W week 18.
We haven't beaten both of these teams already.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. What do we got?
Those 2 games at the end, I have
Mhm.
them winning. Those will depend whether they're gonna make the playoffs or not. I know for a fact.
Okay, so you
If
think they're going to be
they lose
playing
both
them?
those games, they'll for sure not make it. And if they lose one, they might not make it. If they win both, they're for sure will make the playoffs. I think.
That's nut up. That's nut up time
But then again, let
for the
me count these
Chargers.
wins. Maybe not. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. So if like I said, they win those last 2 at the end and lose those last 2 at the end with 9 wins, you're not making playoffs in the AFC.
100%. So they're going to need those fucking last two
Yeah.
bad.
I hate our last 6 games or 7 games. Baltimore, Broncos, Bills, Broncos, Chiefs. I fucking hate that.
Damn,
Hate
that's
that.
a fucking murderer's row,
I
my
hate that a
friend.
lot. I hate that a lot. Because we're gonna be the least healthy at the end right there against the Bills, Broncos, and Chiefs.
So here's the division betting odds right now. It has the Chiefs in the lead at -160, Chargers close second plus 300, Broncos in the third place spot at plus 550, and the Raiders bringing up the ass at plus 1200. Some spots have them at plus 1500. Jesus. So Chiefs are still looking the best from our breakdown. Chiefs might have a little bit of a hard time. So maybe you like the Chargers a little bit this year, or maybe you like the dark horse Broncos, no pun
I think
intended. And you get that plus 550 down somewhere. That's nice.
I think
So
the
if you
only
like
place you
that,
look only
yeah,
place you look here is Broncos. That's the only place
that's
you
the
look.
only place you look. I think
Yeah.
that show too. I mean, because the plus 300, it's enticing, but like it's gonna be tough. Like I think the person, yeah, your money goes a further way. You have a little bit more I don't know, not confidence, I wouldn't say, but there's a little like hope in the fact that like, oh, hey, the Broncos could be a completely different team next year, you know?
Yeah.
So okay, Brandon. Well, we kind of broke it all down there for the AFC West. It's going to be a fun, different year. There's going to be a lot of the same characters in the Travis Kelce's and the Patrick Mahomes of the world. You know, the Herb's got his same guys out there, plus a new receiver from TCU. The Broncos have a new face with the head coach, and then the Raiders also with their quarterback. So it's going to be some fun football there in the AFC West, and I'm sure we'll be there to continue to just enjoy it. So before we ride out, you got anything to say to the peeps back at home?
I don't, just subscribe,
Subscribe,
share. That's all I
please.
ask.
What we're gonna start doing, folks, me and Brandon I'm gonna put it out here on tape. We're gonna really try and get into the social media game of this shit. Maybe try and make some videos out there so you folks can see our shit get passed around a little bit because it's about damn time. So, folks,
Damn time.
it's about damn time. We're gonna head out to this and till next time. Peace.